Hello everybody, welcome to Mason Zero ASMR. Today I wanted to do something that I hadn't done before. I was trying to think of interesting ideas and eventually I settled on creating a Dungeons and Dragons character. Now I used to play a little bit of D&D. I got into it a little over 3 years ago and only really was into it for a few months. Kind of hit or miss. I learned the game and then got together with like 5 friends who were also pretty much brand new to the game and only knew a little bit about it. And I went ahead and ran a D&D game. I was the dungeon master and it was fun. I think we just did the basic mission that's in the 5th edition starter set and it was good. Now, so now it's been a while since I made a D&D character, but I'm going to try it for you guys. And since I'm a little rusty, I have the step-by-step character creation guide from the manual up on one of my computer screens, so I'll be following that. So, yeah, and then for dice, I have my box of dice here. So let's go ahead and get started. So step 1, choose a race. Let's see. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot how this worked. Okay. All right. So we need to choose a race. So we can choose dwarf, elf, halfling, and human. Okay, sorry, it's been a hot minute. So I think we are going to build a dwarf, because I don't think that I've ever built a dwarf before. So, let me see here. Let me get the stats for dwarf. And there's a few different dwarfs. There's hill dwarf and mountain dwarf. I think we're going to go with mountain dwarf. So let's see. Race. Mountain dwarf. Okay. I grabbed an eraser for a reason. I don't write things very often these days. When I do, it's usually in pen. Okay, mountain dwarf. So, dwarf traits. Ability score increase. Your constitution score increases by 2. So I'm just going to put a little +2 next to my constitution so I remember that. Let's see, alignment. Most dwarves are lawful. They tend toward good as well. Okay, well, let's just be lawful good. That's fine. We'll be lawful good. Let's see. Base walking speed is 25. So, write 25 in the speed. Dark vision. So that's down in abilities. Traits. So we have dark vision, dwarven resilience. Okay, that is an ability. Dwarven resilience. Dwarven combat training. So we have proficiency with battle axe, hand axe, throwing hammer, and warhammer. So put that down here. So let's see. Battle axe. Hand axe. Throwing hammer. And war hammer. We also have a tool proficiency. Artisan's tools of your choice, either smith's tools, brewer's supplies, or mason's tools. Let's go with brewer's supplies. Gonna make some beer. Why not? Okay, stone cutting. Whenever you make an intelligence or history check related to the origin of stonework, you are considered proficient in the history skill and add double your proficiency bonus to the check instead of your normal proficiency bonus. Okay, so I guess that counts as proficiency. So we're going to say stone cunning down there. And languages, you can do common and dwarvish. Okay, common and dwarvish. Subrace, okay, did the subrace. So we chose mountain dwarf. And as a mountain dwarf, we get increase of 2 strength. And we have a dwarven armor training, which proficiency in light and medium armor. Light and medium armor. Okay, excellent. So those are all of our dwarf things. Next, we choose a class. So, the classes in this are Cleric, Fighter, Rogue, and Wizard. So, I'm going to let the dice decide this one. We're going to get out our little mouse pad. Grab this 4-sided die, and in order of Cleric, Fighter, Rogue, and Wizard, do 1, 2, 3, 4. Got 2, which is Fighter. Alright. So our class is Fighter. And a fighter is a master of martial combat, skilled with a variety of weapons and armor. So our hit die is D10. Oh, I can write my D like a normal person. Alright, D10. Primary ability is strength or dexterity. I forget what that means. It has been a while. Okay, I'll return to that. I'll just put a little circle there. Saving throw proficiencies is strength and constitution. Okay, that I know. Strength and constitution. Armor and weapon proficiencies. All armor, shields, and simple and martial weapons. All right. Let's see what else on fighters. Okay, so our hit points at first level is 10 plus Constitution modifier. Let's do 10 plus Constitution modifier. Let's see. Okay, we got our proficiencies, saving throws. Okay, skills. Choose 2 skills from acrobatics, animal handling, athletics, history, insight, intimidation, perception, and survival. So we already have history from the stone cutting for stone-based history. So I think we'll just leave that alone. I think it would be good to have... I want to do acrobatics because that's just funny for a dwarf. So we'll do acrobatics and Let's do insight. Why not? Okay, and then equipment. You start with the following equipment. So we can either do chainmail or a leather longbow and 20 arrows. I like the arrows. So that is equipment. Actually, oh, the leather is the armor. Okay. Oh man, I forget how this goes. That's okay. Leather long bow. 20 arrows. Wow, my handwriting is the worst. Alright, a martial weapon and a shield, or 2 martial weapons. I'm going to take the weapons, but I'm going to go look those up later. A light, or actually, does it just say on the next page? No, it doesn't. Okay. A light crossbow and 20 bolts, or 2 hand axes. Let's go with the hand axes. And then a Dungeoneer's pack or an Explorer's pack. Let's go Dungeoneer's pack. Alright, fighting style. We did take the longbow, so we could choose archery. We also have defense, dueling, great weapon fighting, protection, and 2 weapon fighting. We took those 2 hand axes. I think I'm going to take 2 weapon fighting. That sounds fun. So that is a fighting style. Okay. Say 2 weapon fighting. And then we have Second Wind, which is a special fighter ability. Which is a limited well of stamina you can draw on to protect yourself from harm. And then at later levels, we'll get other abilities. Which is great. Okay, martial archetypes. We have champion. Alright, that's it. In this, at least. Okay, awesome. So, that is our class. Let's go ahead and go to personality and background. Okay, so we're going to keep the name to later. Let me just make sure we're doing this right. It's been a little while. Okay, now next is ability scores. So we're going to need some dice. So we need 4 6-sided dice. Okay, here we go. 4 d6s. Record the total of the highest 3 dice. And do that. So we'll grab this sticky note here. 6, 6, and 3. So we have a 15. It's a pretty good number. 6, 2, and 2. So that's 10. 6, 4, and 3, 13. Ooh, 5, 4, and 4. So that's 13 again. 14. And then our last one, 10. Okay, some okay scores. So now we have to give those to our character in these categories. So if I remember correctly, write that in the little circle down here. So since I am a fighter and a dwarf, I think my biggest number should go into strength. So we're going to put a 15 right there. We are doing a little bit of archery, so I think we're going to put a 13 into dexterity. I think charisma is probably the one we need the least. After all, we are a dwarf. Intelligence 13, constitution 14, wisdom 10. Okay. I think that will work. So now we do the modifiers. So for 15, we get +2. We already have that +2 from before, so that's going to be +4 total. Dexterity is a 13, that's going to be a +1. 14 is also a +2. So total, we're going to have +4. 13 is another +1, and then 10 is +0. So nothing, no modifiers for wisdom or charisma. Okay, so now we can go on to his background. So we've already chosen his alignment. We'll choose a name later. Ah, yes, let me put in the player name, of course. Alright, so I could write a whole big description, but I'm not going to do that at the moment. So let's go ahead. Is there a height and weight here? No. Alright, so let's go ahead and do a height and weight. We'll just put that at the bottom of features and traits. So we're a mountain dwarf. The base height is 4 feet. And then the modifier is +2 d4 to that. So we'll take 2 d4s. That's a 2 and, or no. Yeah, 2 and a 1. These are set up differently. This one's on top, this one's on the bottom. So he's 4 feet and 3 inches, I believe. Yeah. So, height, 4 feet, 3 inches. And then base weight is 130 pounds. Times 2d6. Is that right? I got 8. Oh, I see. So you take your modifier for height and multiply it by what you roll for this, and that's what you add to the base weight. Okay. So we got an 8, and our modifier was 3. So that's going to be 24 more pounds. So he's going to be 154 pounds. Okay. We're working through it. Alright, let's choose his age. So I think we need to go back to dwarf and see how long dwarves live for. Let's see, they can live to be more than 400 years old. So I think we're going to make him nice and a little bit young. Let's say he's 125 years old. We've already, let's see, so let's see, dark brown hair and a long beard. We've because of course he's a dwarf. We've already picked his alignment, so that's no problem. We've already picked our languages. Now our personality traits. So we've got personality traits, ideals, bonds, and flaws. So personality traits, we're supposed to pick two main ones. They're small, simple ways to help set your character apart. So since we made him have brewer's supplies, we're just going to make him a drunkard. So his first personality trait is going to be always down to party. And let's see. I think also, let's say he confident he can always win. He's got a lot of strength, got a lot of constitution. He can win any fight that comes his way. Okay, next is ideals. One ideal that drives your character. These are things that you believe in most strongly. So I think we're just gonna gotta give him a YOLO attitude. You know what? I'm just gonna write that. YOLO. He does not care about the consequences. He likes to fight. He likes to party. He doesn't care what happens. YOLO. Alright, bonds. Create one bond for your character. Bonds represent a character's connections to people, places, and events in the world. Okay, let's get a little emotional here. Let's say, we'll always remember the bar waitress that died in the tavern fire. And then flaws. Always drunk or hungover. I'm sure he's going to be fun to play with. All right, inspiration. So you get an inspiration point by doing something that really exemplifies a personality trait or something. So that comes later in the actual game. Alrighty. Oh, we could have randomly picked personality traits, actually, but oh yeah, the actual background, that's right. So we can choose acolyte, criminal, folk hero, noble, sage, soldier. I feel like we're probably a soldier. More so than those other ones. Maybe folk hero, actually. That'd be kind of funny. A drunk folk hero. So let's base it off of these also. So we have those things, but let's also roll from the predetermined list to determine what's happening here. So first of all, we get a D10. And chooses our defining event. So we got a 5, which on here is I led a militia to fight off an invading army. Let's go ahead and write that here. Led a militia to fight off an invading army. And then next, we choose the personality trait. Oh no, we have an ability. rustic hospitality. So what that allows us to do is fit in with the common folk. You can find a place to hide, rest, or recuperate among other commoners. And they will shield you from the law. Okay, now we get a 1 through 8 and 1 through 6, depending on the trait for some other things here. So the first one is personality trait. So we get a 4. I'm just going to write that next to these things. So 4 is a strong sense of fair play. Okay, next is ideal. We got a 2, which is fairness. Wow, it's actually working out. So he's YOLO, but he thinks everyone should be treated fairly. Next is our bond. We got a 1. Oh, interesting. I have a family, but I have no idea where they are. One day I hope to see them again. And then finally for our flaw, we got a 3, which is the people who knew me when I was young know my shameful secret. Let's say a shameful secret is known by old home. That works. Alright, that's interesting. So what else do we have? Okay, next is equipment. So we have 5d4s times 10 gold. So 3, 4, 1, 4, and 3. So times 10, so let's see, that is 15 times 10, so 150. Let's put that, oh, there we go, GP. So 150 gold. And we can buy stuff. Alright, so we have some leather armor. And I think we should probably upgrade to medium armor. So let's get some, let's go down to 100 to get some scale mail. I think our weapons might be fine. Let's see here. Weapons. So we have a longbow and 2 hand axes. So longbow does 1d8 of piercing damage, and the hand axe is 1d6 of slashing damage. So let's do something a little more interesting. So I think we still want a, so we can do, we're proficient with any weapon, but we got the 2-handed perk. So let's choose something that we can wield 2 of. Let's see. Okay, most things be good. Let's choose. Let's just get 2 battle axes. No, that's the same. So the hand axe is 1d6 of slashing. So maybe. Yeah, maybe 2 battle axes will be fine. So we'll spend 20. So 80 GP and get 2 times battle axe. Oh, that did not work. Okay. Excellent. Okay, now we need some adventuring gear. So we do have the... maybe we can just worry about this later, honestly. Because we do have the Dungeoneering kit. So I think we find we have a fair amount of arrows. Oh, we should get a bedroll. Actually, I'm not sure what the Dungeoneering kit comes with. Here we go. Dungeoneering. Backpack, crowbar, hammer, pittons, torches, tinderbox, rations, water skin, 50 feet of rope. Okay, so we need a bedroll, which is just 1, so bedroll. I think that'll be fine for now. Lots of stuff. Lots of things we can think about getting, but that would of course depend on our party. Okay, we have a trinket now. So we're going to go ahead and roll. So there's 100 trinkets. We're going to roll for it. So we have a 10-sided die, which will roll twice. So this one will get us into the 70s. And then we have 76. So number 76 is a 4-leaf clover. 4-leaf clover pressed inside a book discussing manners and etiquette. Oh man, that's hilarious. Alright, so if I were going to actually use this, I'd probably make this all a little neater. So our trinket is 4-leaf clover pressed in a book about manners, which is so ironic given that we are a drunk dwarf. Alright, so that's pretty much all the character creation. Let me double check to see if I missed something. Like I said, it's been quite a long time. Oh yeah. So there's no way to put his gender, but we're just going to say male there. Oh yeah, what's the proficiency bonus? We never got that, did we? Oh, there we go. +2, that's right. That's what I thought, but I couldn't remember. Okay. I think that's it. Like I said, it's been a little while. So if I remember correctly, this is where we put any modifiers. So on these lines, you could put down your modifiers for each of those categories, so you don't have to go reference them. And then I think maybe you can get modifiers to specific ones. I won't worry about that now. So, yeah, our speed is 25. Ooh, armor class. Should probably write that down. We got scale mail. So we gotta go find the armor list again. Scale mail has 14 plus dex modifier. So our dex modifier is 1. So it's going to be 15 for our armor class, which is pretty decent. And then our weapons, we're going to have battle axe, dual wielding, and the damage for the battle axe is 1d8 slashing. And our attack bonus, I believe, is our strength, but I'm not sure. So we're proficient in that. Okay, weapon proficiency. You add your proficiency bonus to the attack roll for any attack you make with that weapon, which is 2. So maybe we don't have an attack bonus. Maybe that specifies. God, it's been too long. So I think that's fine. So guys, there is our character. Now we just need to name him. Let's look at some common dwarf names and get some ideas. So male names, very consonant heavy. Rurik and Morgran and Barend and Protor, Brunor, Vondal. Those are very Germanic sounding names. So let's go for, yeah, here's a nice German sounding name. Let's do Harfden. Let's see, what should his clan be? Harfden of clan. Oh man, drawing a blank here. Also, wow, my D is terrible. The O and the line are completely off. So Harfden of clan. Firefist. That sounds fun. Alright, well there is our character. Not the most interesting, but he's a dwarf that drinks a lot and says YOLO. He doesn't care about the consequences, but he believes very strongly in being fair. He has a strong sense of fairness. And he hopes one day he can find his family. Maybe that will fill the void of the waitress at the tavern that died in the fire long ago. Perhaps that is his shameful secret. Maybe he started the fire, and the only people that know are his friends in his hometown. Maybe his family knows too, and they left him. That's interesting. Maybe that's it. 4-leaf clover? I don't really know what to do with that. Maybe it was a gift from the maiden at the bar. I don't know. Anyways, guys, that's our dwarf. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too much of a train wreck. It has been several years since I have touched this game. It's fun, but you know, it takes a lot of time and a lot of people to make it work, and I haven't really been able to do that. Thank you all again for coming today, and I'll see you in the next video.